Good day students. See, previously we were discussing about basic concepts of chemistry and we were discussing about some of the problems regarding NEET. See, on the continuation of the previous video, today also we are going to see some NEET problems. I am Somasundaram from Bharatidasanaar Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Arakono. So the same basic concepts of chemistry. See, in our last class we discussed about molality, molarity and normality, but I explained how to derive the equation for molality as well as molarity. But today we are going to see about how to derive the expression for normality also. See, what is molarity? Molarity is number of moles of solute in 1 liter of solution. So the equation is N2 by V for molarity. Molarity. Whereas for molality, the definition is number of moles of solute in 1 kilogram of solvent. So the molality, the formula is N2 by mass M1 in kilogram. So this is the expression for molality. Whereas what about normality? See, for normality, before we discuss about normality, we should be knowing one thing. What is it? Equivalent mass. What is equivalent mass? See, mostly we are using molar mass. Now, in normality, we are going to use equivalent mass. So, what is equivalent mass? Equivalent mass is equal to equivalent mass is equal to molar mass by n factor. Molar mass by n factor. So what is n factor? What is n factor here? See, n factor can be found for all kind of compounds. For example, if it is an acid, what is acid? The H plus donor. So we have to find out number of H plus ion which is donated by the acid, that is equal to n factor. Whereas for bases, what is a base? The OH minus ion donor is known as base. So for bases we have to find out number of OH minus ion, then we can easily find out n factor. What about the neutral components? See, for neutral components we have to find out the change in oxidation number, that should be called as n factor for ordinary substances. Okay, so n factor can be easily found. For example, what about sulfuric acid? If you take sulfuric acid, the molecular formula is H2SO4. How many number of hydrogen ion present here? 2. So n factor value is 2 for sulfuric acid. What about HCl? HCl, here number of H plus ion is only 1, so that the n factor value is 1 for sulfuric acid. So n value is equal to 1. What about the other component, a base? We will take a base, sodium hydroxide, NaOH. See here, how many hydroxide ions are available? Only one hydroxide ion available. So n factor value is 1 for sodium hydroxide. What about calcium hydroxide? CaOH twice. The value n factor, that is equal to 2 for calcium hydroxide. Why? There are 2 OH ions are possible for calcium hydroxide. Now, I will give you an example for a substance KMnO4. See, this substance is a neutral one. So for these kind of substances, how to calculate the n factor? See, for these kind of substances, we have to find out the equation which is involved in these reactions. So first one, KMnO4. For KMnO4, see, we all know that how to find out the oxidation number of an element present in a compound. Here in K1O4, the oxidation state of manganese is +7. +7. When potassium permanganate has been used in a concentrated solution, the oxidation state converted from +7 to +2. So manganese is becoming Mn+2 at concentrated acidic condition. So what is happening here? The conversion from +7 to +2, that means the change in oxidation number is 5. So the N factor value is 5 here. So here N factor that is equal to 5. Whereas if you use a dilute acidic condition, the manganese converted from +7 to +4. Yes, for these kind of reactions, N factor is 3 because the change in oxidation number is 3. But if you use potassium permanganate in neutral or basic condition, what happens? The oxidation state of K1O4 manganese converted from +7 to +6. So the conversion from +7 to +6, so the change in oxidation number is only 1, so that the N factor value is 1. N factor is equal to 1. So in this way, we have to find out the oxidation, the N factor for the neutral substances. Now, once you found the equivalent mass, okay, see, once you found the molar N factor, once you found the N factor, we can find out molar mass, equivalent mass. What is it? Equivalent mass is equal to molar mass by N factor. Now, how to derive the normality? What is the definition for normality? The normality is number of gram equivalents of solute in 1 liter of solution. So, normality that is equal to gram equivalents divided by volume of the solution in liters. Now, we are going to expand the equation, that is, what is gram equivalent? That is, gram equivalent is mass divided by molar equivalent mass. So, mass for solutes we should be using the subscript 2. So, M2 divided by equivalent mass. And volume of the solution in liters. Now, sometimes they may give the volume of the solution in ml. If it is given in ml, the equation must be changed like this: M2 divided by equivalent mass into volume of solution in ml, and it should be multiplied by 1000. Okay, so using this expression we can calculate normality. Now we are going to see some problems. The first problem is 29.2% white by white HCl solution. It is a stock solution, has a density of 1.25 gram per ml. So the density is given for this solution. So why they give the density? Because we are going to convert the mass into volume. That is why they have given the density. Okay. Next, the molecular weight of HCl is given, that is 36.5. We all can calculate it. Find the volume of stock solution required to prepare a 200 ml of solution of 0.4 molar HCl solution. So first of all, what we should do? We have to convert the mass by mass percentage solution into molarity. Then only we can convert the solution into another dilution. We can do dilution. So first of all, we have to convert the mass by mass percentage solution into molarity. How to convert it? See, first they have given mass by mass percentage. So I am going to give you a formula, or how to derive the formula to convert mass by mass percentage into molarity. So now listen students, what is molarity? Molarity is equal to mass of the solute M2 into 1000 divided by molar mass into volume of the solution in ml. This is molar mass for solute. Okay. Now what about mass by mass percentage solution? I am going to write the mass by mass percentage solution equation here. That is mass by mass percentage solution, that is equal to mass of the solute M2 divided by mass of the solution. Mass of the solution, both are mentioned here as in grams. Mass of the solute in gram, mass of the solution in gram, and we have to convert it into percentage. So we have to multiply the values with 100, then it will be converted into percentage. Now we are going to introduce this term here. How? See, volume is given, we have to convert the volume into mass. How? We already know the expression that density is equal to mass by volume. Now what about mass? Mass is equal to, when you rearrange the equation, it becomes volume into density. So now if you want to find out the volume mass of the solution, you have to multiply the volume of the solution with the density. Now see here, M2 into 1000 divided by molar mass of the solute into, instead of volume we are going to use mass, that is volume into density, or else we can use another word, volume is equal to mass by density. So I am going to put, instead of volume, mass by density. So mass of the solution divided by density, it will be going to the numerator. So density here, that is equal to, see here students, M2 and the M value of the solution and 100, this part is actually mass by mass percentage solution. So now density, the remaining parts are density divided by molar mass of the solute into mass by mass percentage. So if you introduce mass by mass percentage in with density divided by molar mass, you will get, you can convert mass by mass into molarity. So this is the simplest formula, converting molar mass by mass solution into molarity. Now see, they have given the mass by mass percentage solution as 29.2% solution. Now we have to convert molarity. So molarity, that is equal to, just now we derived the expression, that is density divided by molar mass into mass by mass percentage solution, that is equal to, what is the density? The value is given as 1.25 gram per ml. So 1.25 into, what is the mass by mass percentage value? That is also given 29.2. So 29.2. What about the molar mass? For HCl, the molar mass is 36.5. into 10, that is equal to, here see, when you multiply 1.25 with the 29.2, it is exactly 36.5. So 36.5 divided by 36.5 into 10. So we can cancel 36.5 and 36.5 in the numerator and denominator. So the value is 10 molar solution. So we have converted the mass by mass percentage solution into molar solution. The value is 10 molar solution. Okay. Now they have asked another question. What is it? They are going to dilute a solution into a particular volume. When they dilute the solution, they must be getting 200 ml of 0.4 molar HCl solution. See, for dilution, we can use a formula, that is V1 into M1, that is equal to V2 into M2. So what is V1 and M1? That is the volume of the given solution and then molarity of the given solution, first solution, and second solution and dilution. Okay, so we can find out the volume required or volume converted, both V1 or V2, whatever it is, whatever we wanted, we can calculate. So now V1, consider V1, that is equal to as unknown X. M1 is equal to 10 molar. So we don't know the volume, we have to find out the volume required. Okay, and V2, what about V2? V2, they have given their requirement is 200 ml. And the molarity M2 value is given as 0.4 molar. 4 molar. Now anyway, we have to find out V1. So V1 is equal to V2 by M2 divided by M1. That is equal to, what is the V2 value? 200 into M2 value 0.4 divided by, what about the M1 value? That is 10 molar solution. 10. Now I am going to cancel it out. 10 with 200, you will get 20. 20 when multiplied with 0.4, you will get the value 8 in ml. So the solution 8 ml of 10 molar solution can be converted into 200 ml of 0.4 molar solution. So this is the answer, 8 ml of solution required. The second problem, 23.5 gram of sodium carbonate. So they have given the mass of the compound, sodium carbonate is dissolved in enough water to make 250 ml of solution. So they have prepared a solution. The volume of the solution is given as 250 ml. The volume contains 23.5 gram of sodium carbonate. If sodium carbonate dissociates completely, yes, as an ionic compound, sodium carbonate always dissociates and gives sodium ion and carbonate ions. Find out the molar concentration of sodium ion and carbonate ion. They are asking us to find out the molar concentration of each ion present in the molecule. Only sodium plus and carbonate ions are available. So we have to find out the molarity, that means molar concentration for each ion. Okay. Now how to solve this problem? So anyway, we have to find out molarity for sodium carbonate. So molarity, that is equal to mass of the solute. Mass is given as 23.5 gram into 1000 divided by molar mass of the sodium carbonate. Molar mass of the sodium carbonate is 106 into volume of the solution. They have given 250 ml. Now we can simplify it. 250 with 1000, you will get the value 4. That is equal to 4 into 23.5. The value is 94 divided by 106. So when you divide 94 with 106, you will get the value as 0.94. The value is 0.94 molar solution. Now we got the molarity for particular solution, sodium carbonate solution, but they are asking us to find out the molarity of each ion, Na plus and carbonate ion. So that we have to write the equation. What is it? Sodium carbonate. The molecular formula of sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. When it dissociates, it gives 2 Na plus ion. And 1 carbonate ion. See, just now we have found the sodium carbonate molarity as 0.94 molar. See, 0.1 molecule of sodium carbonate can give 2 molecule of 2 Na plus ions. So 0.94 molar sodium carbonate can give 2 into 0.94 molar sodium plus ion, as well as carbonate 1 into 0.94 only. So these are all the two values. So for sodium plus ion, the value is actually 1.88 molar solution, whereas carbonate is actually 0.94 molar solution. The third problem is, what is the OH minus ion in the final solution prepared by mixing 20 ml of 0.050 molar HCl with 30 ml of 0.10 molar barium hydroxide ion. See, they are asking us to find out OH minus ion concentration after mixing two different solutions. One is acidic solution, another one is basic solution. So for these kind of solutions, we have to find out the number of milli equivalents. Okay, milli equivalents. How to find out milli equivalents? How to find out milli equivalents? That is equal to n factor with volume into molarity. So this is the equation to find out number of milli equivalents. See, here they are doing a neutralization reaction, so that we have to find out milli equivalents for base, milli equivalents for base first. Why? They are asking us to find out OH minus ion concentration. That is why I am taking the milli equivalents of base first, minus milli equivalents of acid divided by the total volume. After mixing the solution, that volume will be increasing. So total volume. Now that is equal to, as I said, milli equivalents. The first one, we are going to find out milli equivalents for barium hydroxide because it is a base. Barium hydroxide. The barium hydroxide has 2 OH minus ion, so the n factor value is 2. 2 in 2. Next, n factor. And then volume. What is the volume? 30 ml. 30 into, there is a molarity, it is given as 0.1. 0.1 minus. Now for acid, okay, the n factor for HCl is only 1 because only one H plus ion is there. 1 n factor. Next, the volume of the solution is 20 ml. 20 into the molarity 0.05 divided by the total volume. What is the total volume? 30 plus 20, that is 50. 50. Now 2 into 30, that is 60. 60 into 0.1, the value is only 6. 6 minus, here 1 into 20, 20, 20 into 0.05, the value is 1, that is equal to 1 divided by 50. that is 5 by 50. So you can cancel, you will get 1 by 10. 1 by 10 means 0.1 molar. So the OH minus ion concentration after mixing these two solution is equal to 0.1 molar solution. Thank you students. If you have any doubt or queries regarding these NEET problems, you can ask me at any time. You can email me and I am very pleasure to clear your doubts. Thank you very much.